Good morning and welcome. I'm Kate in the Nest, and right now it's the weekend, and I have some time this morning, and I just felt like playing with paper. So I'm going to give you an update on where I'm up to with my story journal that I started earlier. So as usual, I've got bits of random pieces of paper in my nest. I've got some fabric that I've been working on, doing some painting with gouache. I've got layers, and I actually have the journal here. Would you believe it or not, it's sort of buried, but I just did I always like showing you my process. I just gather blank bits, pieces that I've stitched and sewn, pieces that inspire me. This is Rachel from Roxy Creations, beautiful old paper. This is I collect what Katie did next books, and I've been working in the collaboration with Rach and Bella Crafts, and it's 100 days of junk journal ideas. So I've done one video and I have 2 more coming up in April. So I'm going to start with asking you how you are. First of all, so important that we realize that we belong to each other. And if you're watching this, I imagine that you share with many of us just a love of making. Really doesn't matter what we make in, but so I slow stitch, but on fabric, and I shouldn't say but, I should say and. I love using the machine to stitch on paper. So I had a little session yesterday and prepared those. But back to my story journal. So here's the context. I usually work in neutrals. I love them in paper. But this beautiful kit from the girls, I've tea-dyed, and I've had lots of questions about that, and I shared a painting video yesterday, which means I'm getting brave enough to do a tea dyeing session with you to get this effect. So that particular page from the girls' collection inspired me for the cover of my story journal. So this is Vintage Blanket. I left the satin on. I've slow stitched it in with collage and things that bring me joy. It's not done yet. This is it here. I've actually gone wild with the machine on this one, and I'm at the temporary step of working out what I'm going to do with flaps. I've got 3 signatures in here, and this is new for me. I'm trying out some random fabrics. They won't stay like they are, but it's just some ways that I'm going to experiment with getting more colourful fabric. So for example, this piece of crochet that I've now added some colour to could end up being part of that story with a tab. I've got pins on that side, but can also end up being a pocket, etc. in here. So it's not ready for a flip through, but I've put musical score, tea-dyed paper, a lot of plain ones, French dictionary, pieces of the kit, old paper, etc. So just a real variety that, if you stick with me, you'll see transform. So I thought this piece is going to be the inspiration, so let's just, as a colour story, let's pop that in there for the moment. Gather my paper fabric into a little pile. I hope you're doing something alongside me. So this is a really eclectic mix of papers. Oh, including an old ticket. I'm trying to find a bit of spare room on my desk. But again, I know a number of you talk to me about the state of your desk and your making. I think we're all different. I find I need to have bits around me. Because as I touch the different textures, gosh, that's old. So is that. So is that. And I also start out with the idea that not all of these pieces will go in that journal. But just because we can, I'm going to start with play. So what am I doing here? Without any thought, I'm just collaging different colours and textures. So I like that because it's already layered and it's got a page number 121. Oh. And it's always, wonderful for me to think, oh, where's that from? And on the back it's manuscript. I would have never looked at those words before. Here's a random sticker that I must have once made. Goodness me, my nail is terrible. Let's put her tucked away under there. So we're starting to tell a story. We don't know what the story is yet. In the journaling world, I think people call these masterboards, but I do like to call them storyboards as well. I know that has a different context, but look at that. Oh, concentrate. Try and finish my sentences. Because without thought, but just enjoying the story and the feel of these bits of paper, oh, Kyrie eleison, that's my musical background. With K for Kate as well. So that's a bit of echo dyeing, although it's a different piece. Now, if you haven't got these sorts of pieces, you can do the same with newspaper, with magazines. I suppose the only thing I find if I'm using those others, I do limit my colour palette initially until I get in the groove, so you're not overwhelmed. So here, I don't usually use a lot of red, but that will tone in there. There's a little bit more of that fabric. I love crinkled paper. And that was already crunkled, so we'll leave it crunkled. Oh, this is such a happy place. So I hope you're feeling that too. Oh, consolation. Oh, love words. Okay, a little bit of contrast down here. Oh, is that beautiful? It's got a story. I'm going to sneeze. Due apologies. It's the longest time I've had hay fever this season. It's going to stick down by itself. Almost. Little cutting board out, and we're going to play so this is totally unseen. This appeals to me because you have no idea now where's the size of the journal. So these we'll leave long because they could be belly bands. Let's leave that one. And see what we've got. That, oh, and look at that. Little tags or pockets. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces as a great start. Okay, now we can do all sorts of things with these. And I think the first thing we will do to work some pages. Sorry, I just thought I better make sure that you can see. Nope. So this is just a bare tea stained piece of copy paper. We'll keep that. So I just want to add some interest to it. I could leave that absolutely plain for journaling, but I can see that this page is bare. Now let's start to see what's going to talk to us. I think something like that. Cut this down. I love those bits too. Now, okay. Rachel calls this auditioning, and so do I. It's just, you have to sort of have a think about what feels the best. So this is going to be a side pocket, and if you've been watching me for a while, you will be delighted to know that I have managed to find some new double-sided tape set to go. The other one is still missing in action. The biggest question though is, have I still got my little tool that I use? I use the scissors. See, that's, how did I have her? Like that? I probably meant to be like that. I did. Doesn't matter. Right page. got a little space in there. Let's see what card we could use inside of there to tell a story around these corners. Now, if you're just starting out, I always say I learned that I just have a few favourite little bits. I didn't spend very much money. The beautiful Jenny donated me so many of her supplies that I'm still using, and yeah, for me it's a ruler, a pair of scissors, double-sided tape, glue stick, and this. I also get bored quite easily, so you can see I've just gone instinctively to a different signature. Putting the Katie consolation thought in there. So now that's a flip out. We'll put something on here. That's interesting, which that is. I could fold that over. Not feeling right yet. Bit of blue. So the one thing when you tea dye digital, it's less easy to tear because the white, I don't know the technical reasons why, but the white shows through. Now you can have some vintage, distressed this stuff. Sorry, I've gone blank. Some of this to cover up the edges. I'll leave that out here. Put that there. It's got a little bit of a background, and I might do something more interesting on that. This lends itself to a tiny little pocket. So we're bulking up as we go through. And burying the nest at the same time. I like that saying more. My treasures. Okay, what did I find? I think that one. And because it's small, I have my baby stapler. Just upside down. Didn't check it before, so fingers crossed. Yep. And I'll put just a little bit of tape on one side. There we go. And we'll find something small and tiny, maybe like that. Let's use the cutter. To go in there for the moment. All right, so, okay, forgot to check that. So this is a little bit too wide. Yep, and I'll find a beautiful thing to put on the outside of that. Okay. Little trim. So this is French dictionary. So we're going to cover that string with this layer. I love, look, that's the maker's counting of the rows. Oh, isn't that beautiful, the effect of the T on that digital? You stick there. Actually, paper is so forgiving. Too much white there. Not white, blank space. This around there, and then that colour, I hope you can see that, is just starting to talk to this. Sorry to sound fussy, but I don't like my glue stick being blue. There are the scissors. Okay, I want this to be a belly band in the centre. It's got the Christmas kit of Rachel and Bella's. You might chop that side down there. Take a little off the bottom. off sides, so that will be a surprise. And if I can reach it, I might start to, it's probably a bit too bright. On a page like this, I might make a fabric pocket on this side. I can hand stitch or machine stitch, and then we've got this, 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 and then something under there. So I'm just going to leave that there for the minute. Oh, I know. I was looking for something I can't find. Oh, that's interesting. A bit of, oh, a bird has to go in here. See how the stories just start. I'm trying to look for those beautiful papers, letters of Rachel's paper. I cannot find them. They're not gone. They're just buried in a nest. Okay. So let's just imagine. This is beautiful rag paper. Look at that. Oh, divine. Right, I'm just going to fold that and tuck that story under there, knowing that we might have some colours and then add some focal points. Yep. So there we are. That's just a quick little play with paper. First thing in the morning to get the day started well, to work a theme. I've got this piece that says, I don't know, but that looks like letter to me. So I love how stories will start with a letter. I could keep doing this all day, but I'm going to do some stitching as well. So I will see you later. I want to say thank you so much for joining me on the journaling side of Kate's Nest. So much making to be done. So have a wonderful day, and until next time. Oh my gosh, I can't even tidy it up. I do like to tidy up, so you're left not with chaos. I think you get the idea. So until next time, this is Kate in the Nest, scrambling. Bye.